This servant will now share with thee a dewdrop out of the fathomless ocean of the truths treasured in these holy words, that haply discerning hearts may comprehend all the allusions and the implications of the utterances of the manifestations of holiness, so that the overpowering majesty of the Word of God may not prevent them from attaining unto the ocean of his names and attributes, nor deprive them of recognizing the lamp of God, which is the seat of the revelation of his glorified essence. As to the words, immediately after the oppression of those days, they refer to the time when men shall become oppressed and afflicted, the time when the lingering traces of the Sun of Truth and the fruit of the tree of knowledge and wisdom will have vanished from the midst of men, when the reins of mankind will have fallen into the grasp of the foolish and ignorant, when the portals of divine unity and understanding, the essential and highest purpose in creation, will have been closed, when certain knowledge will have given way to idle fancy, and corruption will have usurped the station of righteousness. Such a condition as this is witnessed in this day, when the reins of every community have fallen into the grasp of foolish leaders, who lead after their own whims and desire. On their tongue the mention of God hath become an empty name. In their midst his holy word a dead letter. Such is the sway of their desires, that the lamp of conscience and reason hath been quenched in their hearts, and this although the fingers of divine power have unlocked the portals of the knowledge of God, and the light of divine knowledge and heavenly grace hath illumined and inspired the essence of all created things, in such wise that in each and every thing a door of knowledge hath been opened, and within every atom traces of the sun hath been made manifest. And yet in spite of all these manifold revelations of divine knowledge which have encompassed the world, they still vainly imagine the door of knowledge to be closed, and the shower of mercy to be stilled. Clinging unto idle fancy, they have strayed far from the Urvatal Vuthka of divine knowledge. Their hearts seem not to be inclined to knowledge and the door thereof. Neither think they of its manifestations, inasmuch as in idle fancy they have found the door that leadeth unto earthly riches, whereas in the manifestation of the revealer of knowledge they find naught but the call to self-sacrifice. They therefore naturally hold fast unto the former, and flee from the latter. Though they recognize in their hearts the law of God to be one and the same, yet from every direction they issue a new command, and in every season proclaim a fresh decree. No two are found to agree on one and the same law, for they seek no God but their own desire, and tread no path but the path of error. In leadership, they have recognized the ultimate object of their endeavor, and to account pride and haughtiness as the highest attainments of their heart's desire, they have placed their sordid machinations above the divine decree, have renounced resignation unto the will of God, busied themselves with selfish calculation, and walked in the way of the hypocrite. With all their power and strength they strive to secure themselves in their petty pursuits, fearful lest the least discredit undermine their authority or blemish the display of their magnificence. Were the eye to be anointed and illumined with the collyrium of the knowledge of God, it would surely discover that a number of voracious beasts have gathered and preyed upon the carrion of the souls of men. What oppression is greater than that which hath been recounted? What oppression is more grievous than that a soul seeking the truth, and wishing to attain unto the knowledge of God, should know not where to go for it, and from whom to seek it? For opinions have sorely differed, and the ways unto the attainment of God have multiplied. This oppression is the essential feature of every revelation. Unless it cometh to pass, the Sun of Truth will not be made manifest. For the break of the morn of divine guidance must needs follow the darkness of the night of error. For this reason, in all chronicles and traditions, reference hath been made unto these things, namely, that iniquity shall cover the surface of the earth, and darkness shall envelop mankind. As the traditions referred to are well known and as the purpose of this servant is to be brief, will refrain from quoting the text of these traditions. Were this oppression, which literally meaneth pressure, to be interpreted that the earth is to become contracted, or were men's idle fancy to conceive similar calamities to befall mankind, it is clear and manifest that no such happenings can ever come to pass. They will assuredly protest that this prerequisite of divine revelation hath not been made manifest. Such hath been and still is their contention, whereas by oppression is meant the want of capacity to acquire spiritual knowledge and apprehend the word of God. By it is meant that when the day star of truth hath set, and the mirrors that reflect his light have departed, mankind will become afflicted with oppression and hardship, knowing not whither to turn for guidance. Thus we instruct thee in the interpretation of the traditions, and reveal unto thee the mysteries of divine wisdom, that haply thou mayest comprehend the meaning thereof, and be of them that have quaffed the cup of divine knowledge and understanding. And now concerning his words, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give light, and the stars shall fall from heaven. By the terms sun and moon, mentioned in the writings of the prophets of God, is not meant solely the sun and moon of the visible universe. Nay, rather, manifold are the meanings they have intended for these terms. In every instance, they have attached to them a particular significance. Thus, by the sun, in one sense, is meant those sons of truth, who rise from the dayspring of ancient glory, and fill the world with a liberal effusion of grace from on high. These sons of truth are the universal manifestations of God, in the worlds of his attributes and names, even as the visible sun that assisteth, as decreed by God the true one, the adored, in the development of all earthly things, such as the trees, the fruits, and the colours thereof, the minerals of the earth, and all that may be witnessed in the world of creation. So do the divine luminaries, by their loving care and educative influence, cause the trees of divine unity, the fruit of his oneness, the leaves of detachment, the blossoms of knowledge and certitude, the myrtles of wisdom and utterance, to exist and be made manifest. Thus it is that through the rise of these luminaries of God, the world is made new. The waters of everlasting life stream forth, the billows of loving kindness surge, the clouds of grace are gathered, and the breeze of bounty bloweth upon all created things. It is the warmth that these luminaries of God generate, and the undying fires they kindle, which cause the light of the love of God to burn fiercely in the heart of humanity. It is through the abundant grace of these symbols of detachment that the spirit of life everlasting is breathed into the bodies of the dead. Assuredly the visible sun is but a sign of the splendor of that day star of truth, that sun which can never have a peer, a likeness, or rival. Through him all things live, move, and have their being. Through his grace they are made manifest, and unto him they all return. From him all these things have sprung, and unto the treasuries of his revelation they all have repaired. From him all created things did proceed, and to the depositories of his law they did revert.